Before I get started on the video, I'd like to ask you guys to go ahead and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button and hit the notification checkbox. That way you guys don't miss any future uploads from me and you become part of the notification squad. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video.
What's up, people? YouTube, this Roller here, bringing you guys another video to my channel, and today we are going to be covering the changes that are coming to Black Ops 4 due to the beta. This is going to cover everything that you need to know in regards to the changes that have been made so far from the Black Ops 4 beta. Before I get into that, I'd like to ask you guys to go ahead and leave a like on the video. I really do appreciate it. It really helps me grow, and it means a lot to me. The support that I see on this channel is very, very important, and also subscribe if you're excited for Black Ops 4. Now, the first thing I'm going to start off talking about is the fog of war, which is the way that the minimap is. It's just, you guys know it's a lot different than it usually is in terms of a lot of stuff's covered up. You don't really see it unless you're around another person or they shoot on the other side of the map. So I'm going to go through the changes in regards to that. The first one here is that the full reveal circle will be removed as default functionality, and the standard reveal area will be a cone that reflects the player's field of view. This will continue to always be blocked by solid objects in the game, so it can never be used to see through walls. Now, I'd never seen or heard of anybody saying that you could see through walls with it, but I could see how it might have been an issue. I felt like there was a lot of red dots on the maps at all times, so maybe that was something that was happening. We are moving the full circle to the Team Link perk. This way, players who want that power will need to spend a point and create a class to get it and compete with their choices for other powerful items. This also gives the Team Link a much needed boost, as it significantly underperformed in the beta, which I agree. I thought that the Team Link perk was completely useless, did not see a need for it, so I'm glad that they are making this change. Then they are adding an additional HUD indicator that lets you know when you are visible to enemy players in the minimap, so that way you can react accordingly. Red dots in the minimap that appear when firing your gun will fade faster, so there's more time to evade after engaging in a gunfight. Those same red dots will no longer reveal teammates that are near the player firing their gun. So something that I didn't notice that apparently was happening was if somebody was shooting their gun right next to you and you weren't shooting your gun, your red dot was still showing up on the enemy's minimap. So that's a good thing that they caught that and are fixing it. That could have been a very, very bad problem. Next one we're going to talk about is the tac deploy and spawning. So they have shortened the duration of the tac deploy and it's when it's active, and lengthened its cooldown time, and limited the number of spawns per use to 10. This will help fulfill the goal of providing short bursts of strategic positioning and shifts. So it's going to make it more chaotic like they wanted, but it's not going to be as ridiculous in terms of how long it lasts and how quickly they can be put out. We're relaxing the radius around which players will spawn on a tac deploy so that there is more room to spread out, and enemies attempting to disable it won't suddenly get overwhelmed by a surge of defenders. So this is pretty good, because in the second weekend of the beta, I did notice that when tac deploys were put down, people were spawning all over them, like right on top of them, right next to each other, and I do think this needs to be just widened out a little bit. They are adding a notification to the death cam, where camera breaks into a third person when you die, that displays when a tac deploy is active and whether there is danger nearby, and another notification that appears in the game HUD after you spawn on a tac deploy. So this is going to basically be like, hey, danger here, be careful, you're spawning on a tac deploy, people with guns nearby, that kind of concept. If you couldn't already know that, when you are spawning on a tac deploy, you're kind of at risk. Next thing we're going to talk about here is the body armor and gear. So apparently in the beta, this is something I did not experience. Explosives were not shredding through armor like they were supposed to. So explosives should shred through armor, and that was not working in the beta, and they are fixing that. Damage is now reduced by armor rather than being completely deflected by it. Some of the player feedback from the game when fighting against a player with armor was cranked to 11 and made it feel a lot worse than it actually was. So we're reducing the feel to make it less annoying, which I think is a very, very good improvement. Make that stuff basically useless. I know that you guys can't remove it because you put it in the game and you're stubborn, but please, for the love of God, in the basic core multiplayer TDM domination hardpoint, make that shit feel like it's not even there. I beg you. Please do that. They add an extra 25 bonus score reward for every kill against players with armor to help you feed your score streak meter. I also agree there should be more reward for killing somebody with armor. We're also experimenting with the number of ideas to better support its role, while also making it less appealing to highly aggressive players. For example, impacting certain aspects of movement, speed, or protection against coverage area. Now this is what I like to hear. So take the armor make it to where you are punished for using the armor. And I know that sounds really pathetic, but I don't want you to have armor and be able to move at the same speed as me. I don't want you to have just as much mobility as I do, and you have armor and I don't. I don't think that's fair, and if that is what they're going to do, then they need to make sure that AP rounds are on every single gun in the game, because guess what? That's my new crutch attachment. I'm using it on every gun, no matter what. And if it doesn't have it on the gun, then I'm going to use those weapons a lot less, because it's super, super annoying. But, ladies and gentlemen, if they make it to where, in the core standard multiplayer, I'm not talking about Blackout, I'm not talking about Heist, I think those modes armor makes 100, that makes sense. Maybe even, no, not Search. I was going to say Search, but no, take that back. In the core multiplayer modes, you should move slower, you should jump slower, you should have less height jump, and you should, like lay down and stuff slower than you would otherwise. I think that you should not ADS slower necessarily, but you should have less strafe speed, and then using stock should help with it, but it should only put you at about the average strafe speed rather than the traditional stock attachment. That's what needs to be done to help with the armor. I have a lot of opinions in terms of armor, so I'm very happy to see that go. So while it was their intention to support both D-pad and free cursor navigation in our menus, the discussion around the topic quickly reinforced our resolve to move this along. When the game launches, you'll be able to navigate with the D-pad through every menu if you want to, but you'll also be able to move the free cursor quickly across the screen if you like navigating that way. It will be the best of both worlds to accommodate players who like both systems. Thank you very much. I very much so agree with this. So loadouts in the kill cam, this has been a frequently requested feature, and we assure you we feel the same way. We aren't able to get the loadout information of the player who killed you into the kill cam for the beta, but it will definitely be in the game for launch. I wasn't worried about that. I figured it was going to be there, but it is nice to know that they are paying attention to that. Okay, last thing that I'm going to cover from the Black Ops 4 beta changes. I think that you guys are going to be very, very happy about this. So on Xbox, people were pretty salty that they did not have as much time as PlayStation 4 in order to get that permanent unlock token. So they did make it to where as long as you reached level 34, you will get the permanent unlock token for the actual game. So as long as you reached level 34, you're getting that permanent unlock token. So no worries there. That's pretty dope. I think a lot of people are going to be pretty happy about that. I think that it was a good change. I don't have anything against that idea. Anyways, guys, that's all I really have for this video. Please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more content. Like I said, subscribe if you're excited about Black Ops 4, and then go down in the comment section and tell me what your favorite gun was from the beta. Anyways, guys, deuces.